And there we go. So we're going to go ahead and get back into that one after the small little delay there. I should just probably move that one up. So again, same pick and bans up to that point. So nothing is going to change on the Caitlyn pick or that Thresh and a Mumu pick as well.
Yep, so it's just going to be, we're going to catch up as fast as we can to where we were before that technical issue. So it's going to be the same bans. They're going to target ban Savage on the side of Cloud9, and Uncrowned Kings is going to ban Karma, Heimerdinger, and I believe the last ban was, I actually forget, but we will see it.
I believe the last ban there was the Nautilus there.
Yes.
So it goes ahead. There's your Nautilus ban there. Caitlyn gets locked in. A Mumu Thresh will be response to that and get locked in. So we were looking at what picks were going to be coming out on the blue side here for Cloud9.
So what do you think about target banning Savage on that side? Because we still are going to see the Thresh and the Amumu. And I would say that the bot lane it can be pretty interchangeable in that team comp that they were playing in the last game on the side of Uncrowned Kings.
See, the one thing I don't like when you ban a Karma on red side is you leave the Lulu open, and that's kind of the go-to pick right now to kind of answer to a Lulu. So it kind of limits your option on what you can do. A Galio going to get locked in as well on top of an Ezreal, so really trying to protect some of the carries here. It's going to be interesting to see what they pick for that mid lane. They are leaving the counter pick open for that as well on the side of Uncrowned Kings, so looking to give Savage the best opportunity, because you can try and, you know, pick counter pick or at least ban out champions on blue side, but you're always open to a counter pick in the end. So I feel like you get rid of champions that you could at least do well on rather than, you know, try and ban out Savage, because at that moment, you know, if Savage were to pick up, say, a Katarina or a Syndra, you'd pick the Ahri or something into it, something mobile at least, so you could try and survive. But right now, Shen is being hovered for that top lane. It will get locked in, as well as a Taliyah. So this is the first Taliyah we've seen here.
And this is pretty crazy here. Cloud9 is opting for a protect the carry comp with Shen, Lulu, and Ivern shields that are going to be applied on either the Caitlyn or the Taliyah. So there's your AP threat and your AD threat. But looking over at Uncrowned Kings, they're a very sticky team. If they're able to get into the team of Cloud9, it doesn't matter how many shields you have if they can't do anything with it. We have the Amumu ulting in. He's going to stop everyone in their tracks. Galio's going to come in, damage reduction. He's going to knock people up. Cassio and Ezreal, high DPM there for their side, and Thresh able to do some disengage and picks here. So both teams, if they can execute well, could carry this one away.
Yeah, that's kind of the situation you got to be afraid of here, because you have a lot of peel on the side of Uncrowned Kings, and this is also Cassiopeia. Savage has been very good in that mid lane, so I feel like we should expect a very good performance out on this Cassiopeia, because Cassiopeia is that kind of champion that can, you know, solo carry a game quite easily.
That's right. I mean, we're almost at the point here where Cloud9 might just want to have fights where they separate Cassiopeia and Ezreal away from the Amumu and Galio. That's probably their best bet here in winning any of these team fights.
And with that, we're going to go ahead, lock in our picks here as we wait for that spectator delay to kind of bring us into the game quite shortly, guys. I'm also interested to see, because I feel like Ivern especially needs to make plays around that map, and you might see him often visit this mid lane on the Cassiopeia, because she does have a flash, but she also has a cleanse, and that is a necessity when you go into, say, this comp, especially a Taliyah or an Ivern or even a Shen. You get taunted as Cassiopeia, you're likely dead in that scenario, and Ivern likely has to try and apply some pressure in mid lane, because if Taliyah can get ahead in this matchup, she can start roaming down, really make great use of that Weaver's Wall and make plays around the map elsewhere. It's a very, very powerful ultimate when used correctly.
And this is a team that can have all 5 members show up bot lane. As you said, Taliyah can roam from the mid lane, Shen all the way from the top lane with his ult. We saw how well that he was used in the previous game by Barefoot. So it's going to be really scary for Uncrowned Kings if Cloud9 decides that they want to do that 5-man gank in the bot lane.
Yeah, we're just looking to have, it looks like we're just having a little bit of audio quality issues here. Sorry guys, as we're just having a little bit here as we're having a odd spike here. I didn't know you could go over 100% in CPU usage. That's a new one for me.
That's, yep.
I'll admit I'm a little scared right now when my computer's yelling at me to, please stop, Alex. I'm just not ready for this. Oh, we have a little bit of a odd delay there right now. Sorry about that, guys. As we go ahead and start up onto our match here. It's about a minute out, so we just have to have a quick little wait here. So we are just waiting here at the moment, trying to see what will happen. 50 seconds on the clock. All right, it looks like it fixed everything there finally. What else were we going to talk about here? The Caitlyn Lulu lane into a Thresh especially. Thresh, you kind of have to be aggressive early on. If you start getting poked out there, you get put behind in lane, and it really hurts this Ezreal if he's trying to scale up here, because Caitlyn could really abuse this.
Yeah, but we do know that the Thresh has the skills. If he is able, as you said, to land some hooks onto that Lulu and the Caitlyn, they may be able to do some work here. Of course, Caitlyn and Lulu on that side definitely want to keep their advantage as much as they can, because Caitlyn needs to remain a damage threat for this comp to work. Because if either her or Talia don't pull their weight, then their team becomes a one damage source team, and it's easier to itemize against that.
And there we go, guys. We are going to go ahead and load up into the Rift here for, I believe, our 5th game of the day. I'm excited to see how this one comes out. We're almost pretty much through our first round here, though we are going to have to play the loser bracket later on here. And still your game to come up here, Jacob, too, as you guys in Slap Chappuccino really have to put your best forward down.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of these teams that have played and have yet to play, and I'm quite nervous for our games. I want to do a good showing on our behalf, but it is exciting to watch how many good teams we have just in Calgary. So that's always exciting.
Yeah, you never really get to see the local talent too often because there's not really events like this, and it's kind of awesome that Community Gaming was able to set this one up, bring us out here, get the community together. It's always awesome when we're able to get that going. And I can hear that we are just loaded on into the Rift here, as we're going to go ahead, fix up that stuff really quickly, as here we go for Game 5 here between Cloud9 and Uncrowned Kings.
All right, so let's do these team introductions. On the blue side, we have Cloud9. In the top lane, we have twice Sana. In the jungle, we have Quor. In the mid lane, we have Kakei. In the ADC position, we have Lu Xiaowei. And in the support position, we have Quemo.
And up in that top lane for Uncrowned Kings on the Galio, it's going to be Goplock. Up in that jungle, it's going to be the Amumu Ant. In mid lane, it's going to be Savage on the Cassiopeia. On Ezreal for ADC, it's going to be Crank. And on support with Thresh, it's going to be Alpha Snail.
So this is a pretty safe start here by Cloud9. They're all spread out. They'll be able to see if there's any invade happening, which isn't. And it looks like Uncrowned Kings is going to do a standard blue buff start.
Yeah, standard start there. Usually with Ivern, you like to try and go for an invade, but he did get nerfed pretty heavily in the recent patch here, so he's kind of forced to start on his side of the jungle with that red buff, because he's really susceptible to getting counter jungled here early. It is only an Amumu, but you can see you get put down so low in health there that you're forced to smite it immediately.
That's a third of his health there, so he can only do 3 camps before he's in danger of dying to any sort of invade.
Right now, twice up in that top lane, going quite aggressive here with the Galio Shen matchup. Kind of goes quite well for Shen, I find. It depends on how the Galio plays. If Shen goes aggressive when the Q is used and goes into melee range with the Galio, I find that you trade and win more in the end, because it's really hard to try and trade back with Galio if you're not the one engaging, I find.
And being offensive in that lane there for Shen allowed him to have the level 2 advantage in that fight as well.
We do see that new Pulse Fire Caitlyn. Gotta say, I'm loving that skin. Makes the animations on Caitlyn so nice, which is really weird to say for Caitlyn, because she's one of the most clunkiest champs in the game for auto attacks. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, Savage having to trade back right here, not able to land that poison, and Kay is able to get that. Taunt lands there onto Galio. Not gonna trade back with a taunt there.
Yo, a lot of these aggressive plays here show that Cloud9 is able to throw their weight around against our Uncrowned Crown Kings.
This is kind of a big one right now, because we don't know what Cloud9 is capable of. We saw Uncrowned Kings absolutely destroy in their previous match. So we might be seeing something here where, you know what, they get fall behind early and have to work their way back up. We don't know what that kind of looks like for them.
And honestly, to have a close game against a team like Uncrowned Kings, I think it's going to be a really exciting match just to watch for us.
Yeah, nothing too over the top happening here twice. Again, going super aggressive. And that's the great thing about Shen. If you get taunted there by the Galio, if Galio tries to trade at all during that, you just put down the AoE field before you go in there, and you're never going to take any damage.
And he is using that advantage there to have a small 5 CS lead over his opponent up there in the top lane.
Twice right now, still in that top lane. Kay able to put down the rock field. Not going to get the knock up though, as Direct Cam is deciding to go up and down the rift. Wants you to see every moment of action.
Yeah, that's true. Look at these two, they're just brawling on each other.
Right now, Blue still pushing in that wave. Crank, though, starting to get a little bit of a CS lead. It's only about a wave worth of minions, but early on, that can really matter because, you know, that delays a little bit of a back where if you go aggressive on right here especially, you won't be having enough to afford your BF if you have to back off.
Yeah, same CS lead is happening in the mid lane as well. So they're doing a very good job. And now that their top lane is even in CS, the gold lead is actually 400. So small gold lead for Uncrowned Kings, even though Cloud9 is the one who's making offensive plays here early.
And I find no matter what in the Shen Galio matchup, Shen will always at some point fall behind and farm. Because usually what a Galio will do will build that triple Doran's Ring start and just be able to push the back wave with just one Q. But Kuar is up here to make a gank happen twice. Is able to dodge that Q away. Is not able to land the taunt. Is able to stop him though from going there. Q does land right now. They just don't really have the damage to really force a flash. Minions were kind of blocking his way there, so he almost got killed by his own team in theory.
And now Amumu's also going to come up there to provide support just by being there. I don't know, so they don't see that Ivern has actually gone away, but Amumu is there just in case Ivern does come back in that top lane.
So pretty slow start for both teams. No insane plays being made right away. Savage able to land that poison, gets the Twink Fan things going. Meanwhile, top lane, taunt lands for twice. Able to trade there. Amumu is lying around though. In case Shen goes any more aggressive there, he is going to back up.
Yeah, Shen does know that Amumu was hanging out there. He should have at least, because a ward was placed inside that tri-bush. So if they were looking, they would have known that Amumu was there. And with that level 6, Shen now can look to see how he can affect the map globally, especially because he's pushing in this Galio. Galio forced to recall here.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
Galio recalls there, gets the trip Endurance Ring start, like I mentioned there, so he's going to be trying to really push these waves with Null Magic Mantle, so might be looking to itemize against K. Maybe he's expecting some more ganks to happen on top. Again, go right now on the Galio, taking a really long time to get to lane. He's going to lose a little bit of minions here, as that'll let twice back very comfortably. Doesn't have to burn the TP, as this Caitlyn is able to kind of even up the farm there in the bot lane, as we mentioned before.
And again, looking at that bot lane, Thresh was at half health there. So the bottom lane of Cloud9 doing a very good job keeping the threat level of the Thresh down.
Okay, right now looking to likely go ahead and get that blue buff once it's available to them. Once Ivern's able to clear that. One of the nice things about having an Ivern jungle, you always get your buff no matter what. Unless you have a random support going through the area and steal it.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're paying attention to that, because that could lead to some awkward conversations in the comps.
Savage lays down the field, doesn't go aggressive, and is in the bot side river, gonna spot out a ward. And there we go, Kay is able to pick up that blue buff.
And Ivern's actually kind of sneaking around here in the top side jungle. He won't find anything because Galio did recall.
Yeah, Galio recalled again there, got Merc Treads.
Okay.
I'm not 100% on the Merc Treads, but you know what? Extra CC immunity in theory kind of deal. Get that lesson there. We'll do well against the Shen as well as like the Ivern or possibly the Taliyah, so it's understandable.
And he probably is expecting to fight the Taliyah and the Ivern. Ivern coming up to gank his lanes, or if Galio needs to ult down to the mid lane, so he definitely does need that MR. It also helps reduce how long he is taunted by the Shen, if he is, because he wants to be able to disrupt as much as he can.
And Lulu gonna go ahead and clear out that one down in the bot wave, so have a little bit of vision power down in toward that bottom side river.
I actually really like the wards that Uncrowned Kings are placing at the entrances of their jungle, because if Ivern does try to sneak in, try to steal some camps, they will know, and they potentially could be able to collapse on them.
Ivern, though, is going to spot out that ward in the river with that pink being used right there, so maybe thinking about setting up for that dragon at some point if he's able to get a good fight here in bot side. One thing I just noticed, actually, Ezreal straight up bought the mana minion right there, so it's going to start stacking that quite fast. That's always a nice buy if you're able to buy it in full, because it really speeds up the process of stacking up there. You always get a finished item in the end. You don't have to wait on, say, a pickaxe or something while you're stacking your tier.
Yeah, he'll definitely want to get that item spike as soon as he can. That's a lot of damage there on that Amumu.
Yeah, a decent amount of damage there. Lulu able to get that poke right down there. And the bot side here getting harassed is to be expected here. Alpha on this Thresh did make some great plays early on in that previous game. Was able to land some great hooks. But you can just see the push that's coming out from Caitlyn. Just wants to keep this wave underneath tower.
Yeah, they're trying to do their best, shoving that one. And what happened while that was happening there? In the mid lane, Taliyah actually ulted to try to separate Amumu away from Cassiopeia, but nothing happened there.
Kay comes up here, not gonna find anything. Actually, an Ivern also up here. So maybe looking at a dive, but there is gonna be a back immediately there as Taliyah makes her way back into that mid lane. Not to lose out on any too much farm, but we do have a roam coming in from Savage. This has been a very quiet game, considering how our games have gone.
And she's actually just gonna get that, see, Oracle's Bloom, just to spot out, see where Ivern is inside that jungle, but he had backed. So no information gained other than Ivern wasn't in the jungle at that moment.
Yeah, so far still a very quiet game we got going here. I say that very not lightly. All our games so far have been kind of bloodfest after the 10-minute mark. We haven't had anything where it's kind of just been a slow early game. So we might be looking at just coordinated team fights or just a low kill match, as the ward does get taken down there by Lulu. Ivern is able to move up into that bush. Alpha getting poked down here. They might land the hook. It won't go through. Piltover, though, able to land right there. Ivern still waiting around. He's going to start backing because, again, he can't do a whole lot when they're pushed underneath tower.
Yeah, especially if those minions just keep coming and refreshing under that tower.
Actually might spot out a Mumu here. This could be an answer right now. There's a gank coming out.
Oh.
Ivern able to steal that one. Mumu is able to land the bandage touch, but that's all that's going to happen. The insane blue buff steal
oh my
from In River.
Both teams saw each other, and then both teams just promptly left.
Ivern's like, you know what? I'm going to take this buff, and you're going to let me leave. And the team's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can let that happen.
And now they're closest in gold, as they have been all game because of that steal. It was actually, yeah, so just about 400 gold. It was 300 earlier.
A little bit of a CS lead, starting to begin to grow in mid lane with Savage, though. Actually, pretty insane rate right now. Almost 10 CS a minute at 13 minutes is really just farming up the lane. And started to get herself a little bit of a gold lead here. I think it's around 600 on the chart right now. So looking to also stack her tier. So we got 2 tiers being stacked on the side here of Uncrowned Kings, really looking for that late game.
Yeah, so definitely waiting around for the side of Uncrowned Kings. They're just waiting for these power spikes to happen. And then we can probably expect to see some spicy team fights.
Some spicy team fights?
Yes.
Spicy.
Very spicy.
Okay. I'm concerned. I'm concerned, Peanut. Actually, Kay, though, might be looking to start off. The first kill here is going to wall off the Galio. Galio still has the flash available. Flash Bandage Touch comes out. Curse of the Sad Money also here. Savage also on top here. Here comes the Shen ultimate, though. Able to keep the team alive. Galio ults as well.
They're so tanky. Nothing happened.
I like how both top laners use their ultimate to move literally a foot away.
Yeah.
Like, tried to shield the Ivern. Like, they got a lot of flashes here. Kay is actually does not have an Ignite, does not have a flash available on that Talia, and that might be punished here. And on the other side, though, flash blown on Galio, flash blown on Amumu, flash blown on Cassiopeia. That was a team fight that had a lot blown, but nothing came out of it.
And it was quite the situation because Galio was 1v3ing people beside a wall that he could have flashed at any time, but he was just buying time for his teammates to show up. Unfortunately, they couldn't do anything against Cloud9 either.
Right now, we're seeing the most exciting matchup right now. Galio versus Shen.
I love it too.
It's a ninja hitting a rock.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's more of a Malphite. It's
a gargoyle. He's a gargoyle.
Yeah, he's like a statue. So
yeah.
It's a ninja whacking his sword on a statue.
And also, the ninja is doing a bad job of being a ninja.
Yeah, like, Shen, come on.
Because everyone kind of showed up.
He always just kind of shows up, yeah. Kay in the mid lane, though, throwing rocks at a snake. Man, you really think about it, League of Legends has some weird matchups.
Yeah, that's true. I love seeing Maokai versus Ivern, because it's just 2 different trees that are just
it's the tree versus tree beard.
Yeah.
So that's the secret there. Twice, it's just going to sidestep that knock up there. Galio gets taunted, maybe looking at trying to take this tower right now.
Wow.
Ivern gets caught out right here. Daisy is popped. Here comes Rank from the side. That's first blood here. 16 minutes in. Uncrowned Kings take the lead. Getting a little greedy there for the turret.
Yeah, he was kind of walking around there, and those are the wards that are at the entrance of the jungle for Uncrowned Kings. That is spotting out the Ivern there. Because the tower was so low on the bot side for Uncrowned Kings that Ivern thought that they might be able to do a dive. Unfortunately, everyone was privy to his ideas and plans, and they just collapsed on him.
Oh, you can see it now. Uncrowned Kings are just trying to make plays happen. Amumu comes on in right now. Caitlyn is just on the edge of the curse of the sad mummy. He's able to get out right there.
And reinforcements are a wrap. Actually, they're leaving now. Cassiopeia and Talia both at the same time decide that they don't want any part of that, and they're going to return to mid lane.
So wards being cleared right now. Still only 1 kill here in this game, separating the teams. No turret has been taken yet either. The dragon is still on the table. There's so much of this map that is up for grabs, and no one's really taking it.
If Caitlyn does continue up the pressure here, that tower is so low on the side of Uncrowned Kings.
Amumu was thinking of maybe coming down there, but wards are littered throughout that river, so they would spot him out. Blue Jay just keeps up the push here on the Caitlyn. Actually finishes the Berserker Greaves immediately. Ivern is making his way over here, looking to maybe get a lane gang, or maybe just force the tower in general. As here it comes, they're just gonna go ahead and take this one. First blood for the turret comes out here, and that's gonna be it.
And we're back to a 400 gold difference in this team, so that's good.
Are they thinking of doing Dragon? They are.
Oh,
and
wow.
actually, blue turret goes down up in top lane, so objectives slowly starting to fall for both teams as Mount Drake is likely going to be taken here by Cloud9.
Yeah, doesn't look like Uncrowned Kings will know that this is happening. Actually, Lulu stepped out, so she might... Oh no, there was a control word there. So they have no idea that this is happening. And so they trade a turret for the Mountain Drake, which is pretty good because they're... This is the team, Cloud9, this is the team that's slowly grabbing objectives, and now they can slightly faster get objectives.
Fun factoid though, Uncrowned Kings have not given up a kill here in 40 minutes of play overall so far. So keeping up the flawless kill record, I guess. They've lost the turret record.
Yeah.
They lost the turret, and also they lost a Drake.
Yes,
They're giving up games slowly. So like next game, they're just gonna lose everything.
Uh-oh, that's not good for them. But yeah, they can't do a perfect game anymore in this one, which is good. Because this game's so close.
Good for Cloud9.
Yeah.
You know, not good for Uncrowned Kings. They want a perfect game.
Yeah.
You always want to try and be perfect, but it ain't gonna happen here. Again, Savage in this mid lane just farming up a storm still at the moment. 200 CS before that 20-minute mark, so really keeping up that 10 CS per minute.
And slight CS leads in the top and bottom lanes as well. So their gold lead isn't just because they have a kill over Cloud9, it's also because of the farming, especially by Savage.
Twice up in that top lane, just gonna clear out those minions.
It's almost like the positioning that Cloud9 had at the beginning of the game, where they all just kind of spread out and didn't really do anything, just extended for 20 minutes in this game. Because they're just walking around the rivers here. Oh, there's a lane swap. There's a lane swap.
Ooh, lane swap.
All right,
Ooh.
let's see if that changes anything, because Talia's going in the bot lane. Thresh is going to head over to match the numbers here in the mid lane because we got a siege going on against Cassiopeia. Hard to do.
Oh, here comes a Mumu from the side, though. Lands the bandage toss, goes on in. Alpha Snail actually hooks the daisy out of midair. Here comes the Weaver's Wall coming from behind right now. That first team by Lujay picks up the kill onto Alpha Snail. Huge taunt comes down. Ezreal coming down from the side. It's going to be a kill onto the Amumu. Caitlyn going to go down. That's a triple kill coming out for the Amumu.
But Shen's in the back line here. He's trying to go get this Cassiopeia.
Twice wants to answer right there. Kay is able to pick up the kill in response to the Amumu. Gets taunted though by the Galio. Is going to knock out the rest of the team. And we finally have our first team fight.
And the siege continues here because both members of Cloud9 are really low. They're going to give, looks like they're going to give up this tower here in the mid lane. And that's the second outer tower taken here by Uncrowned Kings. So actually, when Talia came into that fight, her Weaver's Wall was actually behind her team, which said, basically, we're not going to back out of this fight now because we have nowhere else to go. And Talia was on the wrong side of the wall, and it seemed as if she was waiting for the wall to count.
She's like, guys, trust me, I'm making a shot call right here. We going in. We gonna win this one. And it didn't actually work out too well for there because, you know, the Amumu got a triple kill somehow at the end of that.
But both the carries of Cloud9 received the kills on their side. So that's pretty big for them, because if it went on anyone else, it wouldn't have been as effective.
Lulu right now on that side. Mumu starting to make his way in, is going to get spotted out by Award as well as the Ivern. I'll go there. Alpha Snail able to get the hook though on to this Kaylin, and that is a very dead Kaylin. She gets taken down. Thresh going to pick up the kill. Lulu going quite aggressive here against Q rank. Does have K though to back her up, so fine trade there, and it looks like coming up onto the Dragon now in 2 minutes will be another Mountain Drake.
So the side of Cloud9 is definitely going to pick that one up so they can stack those dragons. Lulu being aggressive though, they did see that there were 3 members in the mid lane, so they probably wanted to pick up Azriel as fast as they could. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do that, and the 2 control roads are now dead.
Ivern gonna go ahead and clear his Raptors. Does have that locket and the redemption. There has been a little bit of a weird bug with redemption lately, where it actually has an insanely fast cast time. I know we had that happen a couple games ago. I had that happen last night as well.
Yeah.
And it's been a common bug that's been lying around, unless it's an interaction that I'm just not aware of right now. Galio training here with Shen. We told you, this is the classic battle. Statue versus Ninja.
I mean, they're basically wasting mana.
They meet each other in the bush. It's destined to happen.
Right, there they go.
Twice is slowly whittling him down, very slowly. Does have that % health damage on the Q, so he will, over time, squeak out over the statue. Kaylin actually getting some nice crits in there. Does have 50% crit chance right now, so is able to get some nice headshots as well. You can see that. Ooh, there it is. Always love seeing headshots. They're always so like
satisfying.
Awesome. They're so satisfying to see.
And this top lane there is
Ivern has to flash over that wall to avoid the bandage toss, so has to be careful here right now.
This is their representation of erosion on Earth, slowly whittling away.
Ivern lands the Q right now. Dragon is on the table. Cloud9. This would be a nice Drake to have, but they have to go through Uncrowned Kings to get it. Galio positioning himself a little farther back so he can't get interrupted by Shen. But it looks like Cloud9, they might just take the inside track and try and take at least a turret.
Oh, but that was a fast dragon take, and now they're heading over to the mid lane here. Can they finish off the tower? Yes, they can. But Galio might be looking to bottleneck. Nope, he's just gonna...
Again, Shen finds him in the bush of destiny. He's been guarding that pink ward for a couple minutes now, as it does regen up there. Actually, 5 members of Cloud9 have roamed their way up top here.
And Azriel is in the bottom lane here. Cassiopeia trying to join up with her team, make it a 4v5. But this siege on the tower looks like it's going to go in the way of Cloud9, because...
Yeah, let's be careful. Weaver's Wall does cut off the team from their tower, so it is going to go down in the end for a Weaver's Wall, which isn't too bad. That's a nice way of using her ult, I find. There's one really great way is if you're able to get Rift Herald with that, you can absolutely decimate a lane with that available with the Weaver's Wall. You cut off the team, they can't clear a Rift Herald.
Well, and Rift Herald's gone, actually. 26 minutes in, Baron's up. Both teams.
This has been a pretty long game considering what we've had so far today.
That's true.
Been very close here.
I'm just waiting for them to go off again.
Yeah, I'm expecting another triple for the Amumu, obviously.
Yep.
I'm expecting that above anything else. Savage right now on the Cassiopeia farmed her way up in this game. Has 4 assists as well. 50 CS on her lane opponent.
Ooh.
Great headshot comes out. Going to pick that one up for their team. Now sitting around 70% crit chance, so you're going to often have crits coming out. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be seeing much of this Caitlyn anymore come next patch with the Runaan's nerf. her interaction, I guess, nerf, not a direct nerf for Runans. Basically, her passive will no longer stack Runans, so you still have to do 6 auto attacks, or I believe it's like 4 or 5. They might be changing it to the later levels, so it does come up kind of close to as it does with Runans, but it's still not going to be as much damage.
And that's too bad because Caitlyn does remain to be a high meta pick across all ranks.
Meanwhile, though, they're going to go ahead and push in this mid lane. Galio pushing top right now. Kay is going up to answer that one. Does have the Weaver's Wall. She really needs to make quick work over to, say, the mid lane for a team fight.
We got control wards in the river here for the side of Uncrowned Kings. Lily deciding if she wants to take this one out, and she will do so safely.
Yeah, just wards galore right now as Alpha making his way over right now. Here comes the Amumu from the side, is not able to land that one.
And it looks like Uncrowned Kings is going to have the whole team try to collapse on the Shen here. They're going to stop that, actually.
Is a possibility, but it seems like they do not want to let this mid tower go right now. Both teams sitting on a mountain Drake. Possibility, Shen is slowly getting collapsed on. He is pretty safe now into the river. Crank right now on that Ezreal. Hook does not find its way through the minions onto the Caitlyn. And really, they're just kind of looking for a pick, both of these teams twice. Maybe in a little bit of a jam. Has to be careful, taunts away.
Looking at the top lane, though, Talia has left her team and is slowly pushing a big wave top lane here, to which Uncrowned Kings now must respond, sending Cassiopeia over. But that's going to be a lot of minions attacking that turret for a few seconds here.
Emo right now making their way over with that Caitlyn, stealing away the Raptor camp. Again, slowly taking stuff away what they can from the Amumu. This game is still dead even at the moment. One thing we didn't see, though, was really the biggest thing right now that I think Cloud9 has when it comes to a later team fight is the shields.
Yep. With
Lulu, with Ivern, they're going to be able to mitigate so much damage. They also have a Locket. They also have a Redemption available to them. It's likely also going to have a Crucible finished up there onto the Lulu, so is able to, again, provide more safety to the carries of the team. I don't really see what they have available other than Savage to really, rip through those shields. It's not, sure, she has high DPS, but Q-Rank also has it available to him too, but immediately off the bat, if they get CC'd, if they're able to live through a little bit of the DPS, they'll be doing fine.
Yep. I mean, on the side of Uncrowned Kings, they have to immediately pick up one of these carries on Cloud9 if they want any chance, really, of taking home a team fight that lasts longer than, I'd say, 5 seconds.
Right now, Lulu clearing that Baron pit at the moment. Shen starting to make his way into the split push, has actually picked up an adaptive helm. And this is kind of one of those niche items that actually is really good against Cassiopeia. Again, prevents, it kind of mitigates damage, prevents more damage when it comes to spells being used like the Twink Fans. And actually, Cloud9 has started the Baron. They're going to immediately back off as the wards did spot them out. Shen and them still fighting in this bot lane.
Would you call it fighting? Would you call it fighting if they're just...
They're kind of just, giving each other high fives. They're like, hey, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Look at us. We're helping.
It's like a slap fight you see all the time. You go...
Look at our CS.
All back and forth.
But yeah, a lot of control wards here in the top side here.
I feel like if they go for Dragon, that's going to be an immediate Baron attempt, and it will be. They do have the Caitlyn. You do see Alpha Snail and Cassiopeia, but this Baron gets ripped apart so fast because of the Mountain Drake. The knockup goes onto the DPS. That might be bad. Meanwhile, in bot lane, Shen ultimate gets interrupted. Baron going down. It's going to go over to Cloud9, but what can they survive with? Here comes the rest of the team right now. Meanwhile, Amumu and them fighting and battling. They're just running for their life. So they're going to get cut off right here. They might try and go for the Baron recalls.
How long can they do it for?
Caitlyn is going to get out of there. Ivern, they could have followed up right now. And really, a big stun comes out though from Savage and looking to clean up the fight. Oh my goodness, Crank picks up a kill. Alpha snipes the hook onto the Shen. Savage right now having to kite back at the moment. Shen, he's actually really tanky with that adaptive helm. Here it comes. It goes down to the very side. Savage running away with his life. She gets taken down. Amumu's here now. Caitlyn came back from base in Cloud9. Turn it around. Ace in the hill. That's a double kill.
It's not over yet because we got a carry and a tank still up for Uncrowned Kings. And they're actually going to back up this one. Wow, what a turnaround.
That was a huge Cassiopeia ultimate. 4 members of Cloud9 stopped dead in their tracks, but even then, they weren't able to turn it around, and this adaptive helm, Shen, shone through there. She wasn't able to burn him down at any point. He was able to just frontline. She was able to pick up 1 kill, but here's the thing, that was a fight even without the ADC there.
Because looking at the 4v4, Cloud9 was missing their ADC, and Uncrowned Kings was missing just a Mumu there. So by all intents and purposes, the 1 damage threat of Talia shouldn't have been able to shut down Uncrowned Kings. Unfortunately, because of the shields, Talia wasn't able to be taken down, and that was where all the focus was. So when Caitlyn did eventually show up, they were able to clean up the rest of that team fight.
And what looked like the great escape ended up turning in their favor as they pick up a lot of gold here and start sieging down. There really isn't any wave clear on the side of Uncrowned Kings. This is kind of the issue with their comp. They can't, it's really hard for them to play from behind. They really, what looked like the perfect Cassiopeia ult, still didn't do it. Galio, even on top of her, still couldn't keep her alive over time against the Shen. It's just going to turn into a tank battle in the end of it, because we talked about the shields especially. You're not going to be able to burn through all of those.
I mean, if I'm Uncrowned Kings, I'm going to be a bit doubtful of any team fight that's going to be happening from this point forward, especially if they can't take out a carry right away. But this Baron push is going to continue here. It's going to be looks like a 1-3-1 that's happening. So they're going to try to spread Uncrowned Kings thin because Cassiopeia is the only real source of wave clear on their side. And she's in bot trying to deal with Shen's push.
And so far, looking like our closest match of the tournament. 34 minutes, only a grand separates these teams. Baron buff looks like it will be wearing off here quite shortly for the rest of the team.
But when it does go down, Cloud9 is going to end with a gold lead of about 1.5 here, which really turns it around because it was Uncrowned Kings that was in the driver's seat for most of this game.
One thing to consider though is this Ezreal has been able to finish off his Bork as well, so has the opportunity to really try and DPS in the backside there, but if he gets caught out by anything, he gets taken down immediately. Just because of the pure damage that's coming out from Caitlyn especially. Just 1 crit with a headshot is enough to just absolutely take him out of the fight.
Yeah, his only friend there is Thresh, but he'd have to land some pretty good skill shots if he wants to peel away everybody that's on the Cloud9 team.
Waiting here right now, Cloud9 setting themselves in this mid lane. You can see the push that comes from this Caitlyn. It's just the range, it's just the siege that's available to them. Weaver's wall is coming off. It's going to cut off a Mumu and Thresh from Ezreal. They're going to try and come in. Savage goes over the wall. They land the hook onto the Ivern, but it doesn't matter. Look at the damage. Here comes the Galio ult. Heroic entrance comes on in. Savage able to pick up a kill. Bounty goes over. It's going to be a kill now onto Galio, and actually Uncrowned Kings have turned this one around. They're able to pick up the kills. Oh, look at Sony, it's a double kill coming out for Shen. 4 members for 2, though. Uncrowned Kings turning around with a great fight.
That was a big team fight there for Uncrowned Kings. They're able to pick up Talia early, and then they're able to separate Caitlyn away from the rest of the team. Lulu and Ivern had already used their shields. When Amumu engaged with his ultimate, it was a great team fight there for Uncrowned Kings.
1,000 gold lead now in favor of Uncrowned Kings. They're going to go ahead, take this inhibitor tower, and likely the inhibitor itself. A great turnaround there. On a fight that was actually forced by Cloud9. They actually used that Talia wall to separate Thresh, separate Amumu from the team, and Thresh said, you know what, I'm going to lantern over my snake, and we're going to go ahead and get a pick onto the Ivern, and Ivern had no time to do anything.
And like you said, Ezreal able to do a lot of damage there. He used his work effectively. He's 405 now. He's very strong, and he's shown that he can dodge all of these abilities here on Cloud9. And just with a minute left on Baron, a minute 30 on Dragon, which is the Elder Dragon, by the way. It looks like it may be the beginning of the end here for one of these teams.
Elder Drake, a possibility on the table. Baron will be as well in 40 seconds.
We're just warding up again until it builds up to a big team fight, which is the pattern in this game. A lot of inactivity until something is forced or something must happen.
And right now, Siege not coming out too much as Uncrowned Kings are just trying to set up around that Baron and maybe start getting some wards down towards that Elder, which they have. There's absolutely no wards in the river other than one behind a wall, and I believe it's a blue trinket at the moment. No, it's still a yellow trinket. My bad. Still gives Shen an option to TP in on, but really they just don't want to start this Baron right away. They want to try and get a pick. And on top of Scuttle, ooh, bandage dodge, almost landing there.
Well, the longer they take, the longer Shen has with this turret here. They're going to send Galio to try to deal with him, match the teleports. But so far, it's just a lot of posturing. And now Elder Dragon is also up. Oh, can he get it?
Yeah, he'll likely start whittling that one down. Does take aggro because of the Sunfire Cape, so, or the Cinder Hulk.
The pings go down for the Elder Dragon.
Might be thinking about going for this Elder Drake. They are. There is absolutely no ward spotting them out. Immediate pings, though, coming out onto Baron. They want to try and burn it down. Caitlyn, though, is so far behind. Elder Drake goes over to Uncrowned Kings.
Yep, they had no idea that Uncrowned Kings were doing that Baron. Or, sorry, the Elder Dragon. There was so much pressure that they had, so much vision they had in the Baron pit that they were able to just leave. And Cloud9 was hesitant to even check if they were still in that Baron pit. But now they have Baron control with Elder Dragon advantage.
With this Elder Drake available to them, they can absolutely burn down Baron if they want to. They are looking to make their way over. Weaver's Wall does come on in right now. Baron is put down low to about 2,000 health. No one's going to be in there to steal it, and they might be looking to start a fight right now. K on the side. Huge amount of damage coming down on the side right now, but Savage is still alive, and Caitlyn goes down. He picks up the support, but it doesn't matter at this point. Savage is on the side here, looking to pick up the kill. Able to do it there, and Savage is able to. They have an Elder Drake and a Baron buff as well. They will try and keep this one going to try and see what's about to happen here.
And picking up the Baron there before the team fight was so important there for Uncrowned Kings because Galio was able to push with the Baron minions under the tower. Shen is unable to ultimate to shield his carries as they get taken down, and Cloud9 is losing a lot.
Huge siege right now into the top side. Ivern is there, but he doesn't matter right now. He has Daisy, but what's it going to do, unfortunately, as we see right now, blue turret is about to go down here. Shen trying to do something here right now. Goes in, gets grounded immediately, not able to taunt any way forward. And that inhibitor tower goes down, but a big wave in mid lane also getting pushed in.
Yeah, we're looking at Galio here. He still has the Baron buff, I believe. And because that Cloud9 is forced to deal with the minions here in the mid lane, this tower in the bot lane is going to go down for Galio. So that's 8 towers to 3 of Cloud9.
Damage coming through at the moment. Looking to keep up the pressure. Twice right now. Having to try and keep this wave from crashing in onto his bot side tower. The only tower remaining that are guarding inhibitors. They're committing to it. Bunch of traps being used right now, but the mid lane is going to get pushed in by supers here shortly.
I do like the trap placement though, because this is where the siege is going to come from Uncrowned Kings. And Telly is going to do her best to try to clear this mid lane before the bot lane fight happens.
Now in bot side, 42 minutes. Looking to try and close this one out. Minions starting to Baron into the side here, but immediately they're keeping pressure here in the mid. They want to try and take an inhibitor back, or at least force a fight. 42 minutes on the clock. Looking to see what will happen here right now. They're pushing in with this mid wave. Mumu not able to land the bandage toss. Weaver's wall comes through, separates a bit of the team. Are they going to commit to it? Shen goes in behind, gets taunted, gets unable to do enough. Heroic injured, huge knock-up comes out from Galio, and this will likely be the game here. Q-Rank picks up the kill. It's going to be a clean sweep at the moment. It's 3 members down. No one has gone down from Uncrowned Kings. They are going to look to force the finish here of their game. First Nexus Tower about to go down here. Uncrowned Kings moving on to our semifinal in the winner's bracket. Caitlyn on the side right now. It doesn't matter. Ezreal's on the Nexus, and that's going to be the game.
It only took 43 minutes for them to take this one down, but Uncrowned Kings is the winner of this one. Congratulations to them.
And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and set up our next matchup. It's going to be between Slap Choppuccino and, if my memory serves right, it's going to be between them and Ties. So Peanut is going to be leaving us while he goes and plays in his game. After this one, we're going to go ahead and go into our bottom tier bracket and just see how that unfolds. We'll be right back after a quick break.